Okay. Supposed to find the right half horizontal asymptote, which means find the limit. Very similar to the last one. What was the answer? Hands up. Raise your hand, please. Hands. 4 hands would be good. Keep your hands up. Here's some hints. You simply look at the top and you ask yourself, if the x is getting increasingly positive, where is the top headed? And how fast is it headed there? Then you look at the bottom and say, if x gets more and more positive, where's the bottom headed? And how quickly? If they're, and you kind of go from there. Let's go, Annie.
Would it just be getting closer to 0?
So tell me why it's not, but tell me why you thought that so we can think through it.
Just because to a certain amount of x. Oh, actually, never mind. Because x, every time x gets bigger, it's going to multiply more times than just 33, right?
Yeah, it's strictly memorization. Like you can kind of think through it, but it's really a lot of just memorizing that this is an exponential. So here's the pattern. The top is going to grow very rapidly. The bottom is also going to grow, but by comparison, not nearly as fast. The bottom is growing, by comparison, much slower. So because the top keeps growing faster than the bottom, overall the whole thing is headed towards infinity. 3 points for Annie, 2 if your hand was raised. Please.
How is it not, like, sorry, I just realized about the last one. How is it not, what's it called, exponential, if it's like an asymptote that does that?
The log function is the inverse of the exponential function, so I don't know if that's strictly called an exponential or not. I'd have to look it up. That's all. This one has no horizontal asymptote, because if we were trying to sketch the graph, this also has a vertical asymptote at 0. I don't know if it does this. Yeah, because if x equals 0, you get a 0 on the bottom. I don't know if it does that, or if it does this. I'd have to get a calculator out.
Mr. Smith.
Oh.
How do we know that the top is biggest? Because what if, like, how is e to 1x bigger than x to the 33rd?
Let me write it out.
Because what if x was like 20? So you had 2.7 to the 20th power compared to 20 to the 33rd.
I don't know without a calculator which is bigger if x is 20, to be fair.
It's definitely the bottom.
I'm actually not sure. So I have this, that's, 20 times itself 33 times. And then you have 2.7 times itself 20 times. So I would agree with you, that appears the bottom would be bigger.
Yeah.
However, I can guarantee you that if you let the x continue to grow more and more and more, this will eventually, like this here, will completely overwhelm this. Back up. It will get so much larger than, so the e to the exponent, oh brother, come on. The e to the exponent will get so much larger than the, something to the 33 power, that this whole thing is heading towards infinity. It may not be intuitive, it's almost like you have to take out your calculator and just try it, but you'll see that it will overwhelm it. Go ahead.
Is that because when the variable is in the exponent, eventually it's always going to outweigh a variable if it was in the base? And that happens always?
Always. So here it is, Colin. Like a y equal, let's get rid of this stuff. We have e to the x on the top. We have x to the 33rd power on the bottom. And make a table, I guess. So Colin, so far you're right. Like even right here, the x to the 33rd is still bigger, but the e is going to overtake it at some point.
Yeah.
You okay? Takes a while though, but really not too long. That's only 130 so far. It's catching up. There it goes. There it passed it. So when x is as small as 200, the e to the x overwhelms it. Good question. 3 more. Please, Brinley.
We were wondering if, since e is 2.7, right? We were wondering if you had like 3 to the x on bottom, would that change it and make it closer to 0?
I'll pay you a ticket for that. I've never seen them ask a question quite that subtle. And so I'd have to do a little research on my own to make sure I'm not misleading you, but I agree with you. It would appear that now the bottom is for sure going to grow faster than the top, so we would head towards 0 for sure. That's a good call. And that's the whole idea. They're just asking you to compare the two and just identify which is happening. Which is growing faster, top or bottom. Bottom grows faster, headed towards 0. Top goes faster, headed towards 0. Sorry. Other questions? Thank you.
What was your question?
Yeah, please.
So the answer is as simple as limit of x going to infinity f of x equals infinity.
Correct.
It just seems way too simple.
Welcome to the AP test.
Like,
I'm not joking. There are many AP questions there are a good number that really are like, whoa, is that right? And you're like, nope, that's it. Go ahead.
So how do they determine that it doesn't have one? It just goes like
Yes, because if I make a graph and as x gets bigger and bigger and bigger, y is just growing, that's not a horizontal. Yeah, help. Please, Abby.
So basically, if we have like logarithms or e to the whatever, we're not solving the equation. We're just like comparing them.
You are just comparing. Yeah, you don't have the ability without a calculator to really come up with any numbers. So you're just trying to understand the general trend and just memorizing a few key facts.